How's everybody doing? I'm doing fantastic. Today is May 4th on a Sunday. I'm chilling in the crib, studying finals, midterms. Just midterms. Just midterms. I got a little excited there. Just midterms. Tough classes, but nonetheless, we're going to make it through. Currently, for the last few weeks, I've been doing the Go Mad diet. Just because it's been the easiest way for me to gain calories. Drinking calories, if you didn't know, is a whole lot easier than eating a lot of calories. One jug of milk right here, $4.29. Boom, 2,500 calories right there. It says right here 160 calories and per serving, about 16 servings per container. I love me some milk. Really good, but other than that, milk, chicken, oh god, so much peanut butter. I've had so much peanut butter recently. I mean, I look to my left and there's just peanut butter containers all over the ground. Why don't you throw them out? Well, really, I kind of like keeping track because by the end of the year, once the school year's over, I'm like, I can reflect and I'm like, wow, I went through a lot of food. That's a lot of hard work. That's a lot of dedication. Same thing with the Orgain. Or maybe it's just an excuse to become a hoarder at this point because I have so many Orgain containers. Mountains of Orgain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't even reach anymore. I got so much Orgain, it's crazy. Hey, sponsor me, Orgain. I need those free containers, bro. If you do, I really appreciate vanilla, but I'll take chocolate or peanut butter chocolate. It's crazy how much peanut butter. It's crazy how much peanut butter and protein powder containers I have in my room, but I feel pretty good about it. It's like, damn, I've gone this far. Just imagine what I can do. Imagine how much more I'm gonna eat. So basically I'm sitting around 230 pounds at the moment. Once I eat throughout the day, I get to like 238. But I'm climbing up my weight and it's been a really tough process, but I've been able to gain a lot of pounds in just a month. It's pretty amazing how fast you can gain if you're really focused and trying your hardest. So yeah, there's been that. And sticking to the Duolingo, I've surpassed a year a little while ago. And I have my multivitamins. I ran out of fish oil. I gotta buy some more of that. Still on the creatine. No major PRs at all. I love the gym, but I can't go as much as I want to. I used to go 5 to 6 days a week. Now I have to go sometimes 2, 3 times a week. Unfortunately, because I love it so much. But anyway, discipline. It's hard, but as long as you have a plan, as long as you have a passion, and as long as you're focused, you got this. It's not easy. It's really hard. And in the middle of it, you're just thinking, man, I haven't really done anything. I have so much more to go. The progress is slow, is what I'm trying to say. And it's easy to fall off. It really is. It's all momentum and it's all carried by yourself. And when you think of it that way, that's just a whole lot of pressure you put on yourself to live a healthy lifestyle, to follow all those details in a lifestyle that you want, and then pursuing the goals, as well as financially thinking about where you are. And there's just so many different things to juggle. It's understandable that people don't make it to where they want to go. But luckily for me, I enjoy this sort of lifestyle. But I still go through my ups and downs, just like everybody else. I have a good day, I have a terrible day, and Yeah, and it's especially hard because I go to my classes and I just notice, I look around and it's hard not to let other people's moods affect you because you have the mirroring, like your brain mirrors people because because you're trying to survive, you're naturally supposed to like adapt to the environment around you. I've had a lot of trouble not letting people's negative moods get onto me, uh, especially on a daily basis. I go wake up in the morning, bad moods, talking to people. I'm trying to bring up the energy when I have like conversations, but it's also competitive, which is another layer. Is like you gotta ignore their bad moods, but you also gotta ignore the weird stuff going around because people are competitive, and if they see you as a threat, if they're intimidated by you, they're just gonna. People react differently, but some people are just gonna be threatened by you and your presence, and they might think you're just somebody they should worry about. I haven't gotten that deep into it, and I try not to think too much about it, but it's hard when you're trying to present yourself in a great manner, or you're just in a good mood, or you just just want to get along with people. How hard is it to get along with people? We're human beings. We're social creatures. We're supposed to talk to people. But life is hard for everybody, and you don't know what's happening in someone else's life. So at the end of the day, you got to focus on yourself when you can't help the others around you, because that's just what it is. I've been facing a lot of pressure. I've been thinking about financially after college. It's just coming quicker and quicker. Time's speeding up every time. Time continues to speed up. And you know what they say, when you're younger, time feels a whole lot slower because you're learning all these new things. You're trying to figure out. There's all these different things you don't know. And the older you get, you just you experience it faster. And also has to do with the fact that when you're gotta remain positive, optimistic, because that's gonna bleach into the rest of your life. It's gonna infect the rest of your life. It's gonna affect your daily habits. It's gonna affect everything. But when you're around people who are negative, you gotta stay strong. You gotta stay determined. You gotta stay in your own bubble. Protect your peace, because don't let somebody else's bad, negative perspective on life infect yours, because once it does, then you're going to have some problems, because then you're going to question yourself. You're going to second guess. You're like, am I crazy? Am I actually crazy because I think I can do great things and I believe in myself? Am I delusional? No, you're not delusional. You're not delusional at all. You can't let other people's insecurities affect your own self. And that's one of the most important things I've learned, is that protecting your peace is really important. Protecting your peace comes at a sacrifice, and the sacrifice is being alone in your room, just like me right now. And that can be hard because it gets lonely. It's hard to see the improvement you're making when you're alone working on these things. It's not until after all the chaos, and that's mostly internal chaos. When I say chaos, it's after you get out of this situation where you're just like, wow, look at all that stuff I did. I was actually productive. I might have beat myself up. I have a mirror in my room, and I'll look at myself in that mirror and I'll just talk shit to myself, and I'm like, I could be doing this, I could be doing that. I wasted this much time today when I could be doing other things. So you just have to keep the faith, and life is going to be rocky for a long time, and a lot of people, you just got to enjoy how it is, what's given, enjoy the free things, because ultimately everything that brings you happiness is free. For example, my buddy came over. I haven't seen anybody that I like to talk to in a while, because a lot of people I like to talk to are also positive individuals. It's a great time. We're laughing. It's just good times. Like, we're not worried about. It's just that energy they bring into your life, and you're like, I like this guy. He came back, and before he was here, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was going through just a period during this quarter where I was feeling really bad, like just so negative. And he came, and I was just like, he brought this energy that, and keep in mind, he's been alone for a really long time, doesn't go to college. And he came with that energy that I needed. It's the energy I had before this quarter began, that I've had naturally most of my life, that I've just felt this positive perspective about life. He came and he reminded me of my past feelings, of my past optimism, my perspective, and it just opened my mind to the other part that's been totally just faded away. So when I saw him, it was fantastic, and it just gave me a boost. I told him, it's like I got an injection of positivity just from his presence, and that's what leaders do. That's when you know you have a good leader, because leaders upbring the team. The leaders raise the level. The leaders, they're the people you want to be around, because they're the ones who uplift everybody. They lift up the morale. They lift up the morale. That's why on every team you need somebody with that attitude, because everyone's going to be playing. They're all going to be playing better. And I can bring this to 49ers terms, because I watch a lot and you see a lot of different personalities on a team. And some of the guys you don't really, who aren't the top of the top, but they affected the team as a whole, not from maybe their talent or their pure dominance on the field, but their dominance on the sidelines, their dominance in the huddle, because of how they affected the outlook, the positivity of the team. I'm going to shout out a few names right now. Kendrick Bourne. He was on the team when the 49ers, and Quan Alexander, two guys that raised the energy, the atmosphere, that allowed that team to go. Now, they didn't win the Super Bowl when they went to they still got to it though. And they had two players, I would say it's a little bit of charisma and it's a little bit of just who they are as a person. Those two individuals, they stick out to me. And George Kittle. George Kittle can go in here too, and he's been to various Super Bowls. Those three type of people, you can look at those three and notice the similarities, how the teammates look at them, how the media looks at them, how everybody looks at them. You just like, that's a good guy. That's who you want on a team. That's why George Kittle just signed like a 3-4 year contract just a little bit ago. He's the highest paid tight end in the league. George Kittle is one of those rare specimens, because he is one of the people who's not only dominant in the huddle, on the sidelines, but on the field as well. So he's literally the epitome of this. He's literally the dream guy you want on the team. Now, I'm not going to get too nerdy about 49ers football. I haven't been watching a little bit, but since it's been such a big part of my life, I ran a sports media page, still run it. I'm just not as active anymore. I've been focused on, lifestyle, college, just my own self now. I still gotta say I want to meet that guy in real life someday. That'd be super dope. But anywho, what I'm trying to say is create your atmosphere, protect your own bubble, and just the way you portray yourself has tremendous impacts on other people around you and your future. So simple as that. Life is pretty simple at the end of the day. And that's another thing that's been affecting me too. It's just like, wow, I only need to do these things and I could have a really good life. I could just be really productive all the time and I'll have a pretty decent life. Like, I just got to do it. And it can be like, you can fall into like a depression almost. Not even a depression. Just like you could fall into this negative state of, is that really that's all to life? That's it? Like, all I have to do is really work hard in my academics and work, when I have my free time, just be productive 24/7. It's like, it's tiring, but it's also like you're sacrificing other things. You're sacrificing your social life. You're sacrificing some of the pleasures of life that you can't get back with friends and family, or just having the spirit of your young age, or just being young. you're sacrificing a lot for a specific thing that's not, some argue, is by luck, by chance. Some argue that, some people are just lucky. Other people argue, you can't control your life. And I actually argue that you can't control your life. I think that if you want to be successful, you can be successful from just working hard, staying at it. But yeah, a lot of personal development, a lot of ups and downs. But the thing is, life is really hard. Life is hard. You have to overcome a lot of things. You might feel just sick one day. Like you might have your body's inflamed. I've felt like this new diet's been, and I'm kind of over the top about. I can be over the top about how about all the details in my life. So I know this diet isn't great, and I know bulking isn't like the best for you, but I feel like, and it's kind of a given, I'm not gonna feel great physically and healthy. Well, I feel healthy, but I'm just not gonna feel healthy. I know I'm not getting everything I need, and I know these multivitamins only do so much. So I'm missing out on vitamins I need, and just it's not the best nutritionally. The meal plan isn't the best nutritionally, and I'm thinking about that. I'm worrying about that. The worrying's not helping my health at all. I just gotta let it go, and I gotta understand this is how it is. If I need to sacrifice, I need to feel the pain now in order to feel the greatness later. Like a gallon of milk a day in the morning, right after, like before class, or like I'll drink a little bit before and then I'll finish it after my first class. It's not a great feeling to chug that in the library. Like I'm hiding behind. I go in the back so no one's watching me. Like chug milk in the library. Who wants to watch? I mean, I'm not trying to get on a Snapchat private story, okay? I don't want to get on a Snapchat private story. I don't want to be on TikTok. I can't walk all the way 30 minutes to my house to drink this milk. Because think about all the calories. And you're probably like, Ryan, that's lame. You don't burn that many calories from walking. Well, I don't want to lose any. And I don't want to wait any longer to bulk. Once I bulk, then I can like chill the fuck out a little bit. I can relax a little bit with how much I'm eating because I don't want to eat anymore. But 2:30, I look at myself and I guess there's a difference. And I guess I need to do some more oblique exercises because it starts to like get a little more fat in that area. But surprisingly, I haven't seen a lot of fat from this. And maybe it's just because I do pretty high intense exercises. Like I said, I go 2 to 3 times a week. Those workouts, I'll just go really high intensity for like 3 hours. I mean, I'll go until like I feel satisfied. That's when I go to the gym, I'll go until I feel satisfied. I'm not going to the gym just to say, hey, I did it. I'm going because I want to, first of all, I want to. Second of all, I know, like, I actually enjoy going to the gym. And third of all, I know if I just go, like, and do 2 exercises, 3 exercises, like, what's that going to do? When I go to the gym, I'm going to work out. Like, I'm not going to just waste my time just to get there. This high-intensity workouts we're talking about, so I don't see too much. Like, my body looks great still. So they say like, oh, you're gonna eat all that food, you're gonna get really fat. This hasn't happened to me at all. So, but yeah, you can feel really shitty one day, just physically, out of nowhere. And it could just be your body. Inflammation can come from so many different things in your life. You gotta power through it. Because, it's easier now to power through it. It's going to get, it's just like putting anything else off. The older you get, the more your body has to work harder. The tighter you're gonna be, you just gotta work hard now. And before it's too late, you gotta implement these habits now before it's too late. Don't get too comfortable. It's okay to be really pissed off here and there. It happens to me all the time. I get really mad. And yeah, respect yourself, because it's not going to be easy. Don't let people take away from what you're trying to do. And just believe in a future where you want to be. I would say, like, if there's anything that you should listen to, it should be your internal dialogue that's telling you that you should try harder every day. That internal dialogue, and actually listen to it. Don't, like, the people who do well, they listen to their voice, their internal voice that's telling them you can do better. And embrace the pain of trying your hardest every day, because that'll lead you to some amazing things in life. I can't really give any perspective on it, what it's like to be a woman, but I can give a perspective on what it's like to be a man. Yeah, a lot of guys, they live a pretty isolated life. I know a lot of guys who live an isolated life who just work their ass off. They're trying their hardest every day. I got so much respect for those people. Gotta remain stoic through the hardships. Yeah, life's the ultimate test. And some days you just think, like, you try hard, but it's not enough. Some days you think, my efforts are not enough. Some days you think, I'm not actually valuable, when in truth you're really valuable to a lot of people around you. Everyone's busy. Everyone's busy doing their own things. Everyone's trying to figure their own life out. It's important not to worry about how other people view you or judge you or whatever. Just worry about yourself. I'm like at a point, because the other day I was at the light rail and I took a little, I don't know if I mentioned, but I stopped listening to music. Like, I was just taking a pretty good break from music, and I don't know, I felt I was at a point where I felt like I knew everything I needed to know about life. Like, you just need to work hard. That's really one of the biggest drivers to your success. You gotta work hard in many different areas. You gotta work. You just gotta be a well-rounded individual. And what that really means is focus and understanding your weaknesses as well as your strengths, and acknowledging those and taking accountability. Don't get too excited about where you are. It's important to remain calm when you're doing well, because when you're doing well, let's say, you just hit a PR, you're feeling great, this new girl was just talking to you, and all your friends are having, a new song was released, you're vibing, it's just good vibes, it's sunny, it's just, life is beautiful. And then imagine, you're just riding high in life. You can't, and then you get a little unfocused because you're just thinking, this is how it's supposed to be. This was what was meant to be. This is what I've been dreaming of. I'm living up to what I said. I'm actually doing what I was supposed to do. But you get a little too happy, you get a little too carried away, and you lose focus, and then next thing you know, you're self-sabotaging yourself. So you gotta remain calm. Don't get too excited. Don't be too happy. Be happy when it's all said and done. When you're looking back, when you're hanging out with all your friends and family, you've done everything you've wanted to achieve with your life. You've inspired the people you've wanted to inspire. You've given back. When you finally retired and you've made it, you're talking around the table and you're just enjoying, reminiscing, reflecting on what you did in your life. And you can just relax and just say, it's over now. That chapter of my life's over. I can worry about other things. Or not, I don't need to worry. I can just think about other things now. But yeah, it's scary. If you're a male and you're around my age, 20s, even early or late, like just adolescence, you're probably constantly worrying about like being the best you can be or achieving your dreams. That's important. You should always be like that. You should always be working hard, and you should always focus on your mission, because the mission is what's going to fulfill you, not the drugs, not the short-term relationships, not whatever pleasure you get from the short-term gratification, whatever. The short-term things, all bullshit. You should just be focusing on yourself right now, how you can be the best version of yourself. No, you can never beat one of those. You can beat. Never limit yourself is another huge thing, but failure is inevitable. It is inevitable. It's literally inevitable. You can't be perfect, so be hard on yourself. Just don't be hard to the point where, I don't know I was going there, but you know what I'm trying to say here. And that's it. That's all I gotta say today. I'm gonna go back to work. I hope I can talk to y'all later. I hope y'all have a fantastic Sunday. God bless America. And much love to everybody out there. Peace out.